Alright, hey everybody, so I'm doing a dedicated video talking about the new suits that were introduced in the New Game Plus update for Spider-Man 2. Not only that, but also I'm gonna briefly talk about the suits that got updated colors and I think slightly textures as well. So yeah, we're gonna do that. But really quickly, I really hope that they fix whatever the fuck's going on with the Amazing 2 suit. The right eye looks whatever, or looks fine. The left eye, I don't know what the hell happened. And a lot of people have been, like, unfortunately, seeing, okay, so it is both when you're playing as it. There are weird distortions. It looks like part of the lens right there, the outline of the lens, it's seeping into the mask, it looks like, or it's just outright missing for the black line there. Just the outline in general, it's misshapen. That is fucking weird. And then, yeah, so... Okay, so in the preview, it looks better than it actually is, so yeah, something happened where this started really glitching out for no reason. And the left eye, it's a bit... It's not good, but it looks better than the right. At the very least when I'm in this pose. Let's see now, shall we? Okay, when he's standing up, the right eye looks fine. It looks like it should. Left eye, though, for some reason, does not. So... Okay, when you get him into different poses, it shows off how distorted the eyes have become just for no reason. But yeah, that's honestly really weird. What would have caused that? That makes no sense to me. Alright, so... Going back into the suits menu... So, right now we're going to talk about the Raimi suit, aka the webbed suit.
Can you smell the change in the air? It's fresh and clean. A new day for this world. Staring down the face of the apocalypse offers a new perspective on life. Time to let go of old grievances. Rearrange priorities. While the world waited with bated breath to see if they would be next. New York stood tall and held the line. We did not acquiesce. After we take a moment to celebrate the freedom we fought so hard to retain, we must then turn our sights to the people responsible for putting us in harm's way to begin with. I'm talking about Oscorp and, of course, the Spider-Man. You're going to hear a lot of conflicting reports and lies surrounding the events of last week, but let me assure you, this is still just the facts here. So let's lay them out. Spider-Man was seen wearing a black suit. Then a monster appears wearing a similar suit. Then our proud city is overrun by similar monsters. Oscorp is claiming it's Spider-Man's fault for stealing Oscorp's research. That doesn't surprise me. But Oscorp needs to be held accountable for creating these damn creatures in the first place. This is what happens when corporations try to play God and individuals overreach. Of course, hoping for legal ramifications for wrongdoers is like hoping for an ice cream shop in the desert. We must not forget where the blame lies. We can't forgive either. But for now, enjoy life. We're lucky to have it.
Okay. So, this suit turned out really well. It's also partly why I used it for the first New Game Plus playthrough. They edited the, and revamped the, a mix of the colors and the textures for this. Before the last update, the suit unfortunately had problems where the raised webbing had a flat texture underneath it that was basically the same, that they didn't, like, finish taking care of. On top of that, the colors of the suit were off. And this looks way better. I looked at it as well in the first game. And this is basically mostly a one-to-one match, I believe. I think the colors may be a little bit better, but it also may be the game's lighting and saturation levels are different. So yeah, so this is now pretty much a match for how it is in the first game. And then, let me move over so I can just move the camera better. And yeah, and it looks better. It's better in terms of colors. It's better in terms of not having the weird flat texture for the webs underneath the raised webbing. And it's honestly just genuinely so much better. That's good. So, yeah, let's just address that right there. Then we got the upgraded classic suit, aka the Stark suit, from the MCU. They updated this just a bit in the last update. Previously, I believe I remember this from the first initial discussion for this game, for the suits in this game. It looked like the webs did not have the, like blackish, grayish kind of color to the web patterns. And yeah, and I think also the colors were less saturated, or they were like desaturated for no reason. So in the last update, what they did was they saturated the colors better. So now this, I think, is a match for the colors in the first game, or at the very least it's very close, as well as the movies. And on top of that, they added the black detailing to where the web lines are on the suit. And one thing I actually like kind of about the Stark suit is it doesn't have raised webbing, but what it looks like are the webs are, like, they're laid into the suit, like they're reverse inverted. And, or not, they aren't raised, but they're inverted webs into the red patterns, which I think is really good. One thing I wish is that we get a color variant to match the colors of the suits as seen in Civil War, where the colors are more dark. Like the red is if the red could be a bit darker, and then the blue would be like almost a navy blue rather than this royal blue that they're going with. Now this is a match for when they made the practical suit for shooting within Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Infinity War, and Far From Home, and Spider-Man Far From Home. And this, honestly, is a match for how it's seen in the Sony movies. I wish that we would get a color variant that would match the colors seen in Civil War. Because, again, that was darker. And they basically made that out of CGI because they had a different suit that Tom Holland wore when they shot his parts for that movie. But they then replaced it over with CGI once they finalized the design by the time that they were doing all of the stuff for post-production for that movie. I'm kind of glad we got this. I didn't mind the suit that they shot with, but I think that this is just so much better and so much more like Tony Stark and everything. So, yeah. So I think that this did get a massive glow-up within the last update. And I think it's really cool that Insomniac went back and fixed these two suits, because I think these were the two of the suits that needed the fixing the most out of the suits that returned from the first game. Now all they need to do is fix the Amazing 2 suit. They just need to fix the eyes on it, and it'll be perfect again. Someone also said that what they should do is... I think I saw this on Twitter, was that someone hated it because the webs on the suit look like they're a flat texture, which I'm just looking at this now in the photo mode. I'm looking at it. This doesn't look like a flat texture to me. The webs don't look like a flat texture. You can see it with the spider emblem as well. The spider emblem on the front is definitely a raised symbol rather than like inverted or just printed onto the suit. The webs themselves look like they are a slightly raised texture. Maybe they're not as raised as they were in the movies, but they are raised. And then if you look at the back spider symbol, it's a lot like let me bring it up. It's a lot like the web suit and the web black suit, where it's raised, and you could kind of see it. I wish they were right next to each other in the suit list, so I don't have to scroll through so many. And if you look at the Amazing suit from the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, this is what a flat texture looks like on these suits. Although it looks... Granted, I can't tell if that's raised or not, and the honeycomb pattern makes it weird. But this is what it would look like if the Amazing 2 suit had a flat texture on the suit. Not necessarily saying this is bad. They're just matching the style as it was in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. But you can see the difference, I'm pretty sure. Let me flip between the two. I think it's pretty easy to see what's a raised web texture on these suits and what isn't. But yeah, I very much hope that they fix this, because what I would love to do is on another New Game Plus save, because I do plan on doing multiple New Game Plus playthroughs of this over the next few years, every so often, like every several months. Especially since I have to do at least one more to level up the next 5 ultimate levels and get the remaining 5 suit styles that I don't have for the Venom suits in this game. But I would love to play through the game in this. I also kind of hope I saw a variant that Rock Rider, I believe their name is, on Twitter, that they did a Photoshop of this suit where it's all black and the spider symbol and I think the webs are in a silver pattern, or silver or white or whatever. No, probably just silver pattern or silver color rather than the black it is on here, and everything else is just a various shade of black to match the styling of the web black suit from Spider-Man 3. It's basically in this suit style, and it would be really cool if they could do something similar for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. I believe there was, it was either concept art or maybe it was a fan artist or whatever, did a variant of what the Andrew Garfield version of Spider-Man, what his symbiote suit would be if they had done that arc for him, if they had continued with that movie series. And it's just basically like this. And I think they altered the spider a little bit to be more consistent with how Venom is usually done in terms of the drawings and everything, but it really just looks mostly the same. The eyes could be entirely white, like you don't have to have the black outline around, or the black, lenses around the white, but yeah. So we have that. So yeah, so now we get the next a couple of suits that were added in the last DLC. This is the fly suit, right? And I don't mind this at all. It looks like someone was trying to, like, someone was a fan of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, specifically the opening of it, and wanted to do a Spider-Man suit if he was going for that specific look. I honestly do kind of like this. And yeah, hold on one second. I can't right here. God damn it. Alright, oh my god. Just trying to find a good place for the sun to be. Okay. Yeah, actually, I don't really mind this. The way his mask is interesting. The old style headphones. I used to have headphones like these back, like, 20 years ago or so when I got my first, like, MP3 player. Way before there were, smartphones. And even, like, precursors to smartphones, like tablets, you know. Like iPod Touches and all that. But also for, like, CD players and stuff like that. But yeah, I actually kind of like that little touch, is that you have the Walkman, which has the label of Ben, and then a mixtape in there that says For May. That's a very Guardians of the Galaxy type of approach, I think. For Peter to have as a Spider-Man suit. It's a very... that's a very Guardians of the Galaxy type approach, and I kind of like it. The rest, though, comes off to me like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, you had the... you have that style plastered onto a Spider-Man suit. That's not actually that bad, honestly. So, yeah. Next... well... to have more substantial thoughts, I just... I kind of like the, I like the white spider emblem on the front. I like all the little, like... patterns and everything. Like I said, it's that late 80s, early 90s, like, hip-hop sort of scene vibe that they have going, and I really do like it. Again, just reminds me of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I like that show, so, yeah, I like this design. I know some people don't like it, and I can kind of see why, but I think it's actually not that bad. You obviously have the jacket on top, or sweatshirt, whatever. Yeah, sweatshirt. And then you have these sweatpants on the bottom, and then you have those shoes, and you have the gloves and the wristbands and everything. On top of what looks like a Spider-Man suit that has, like, I don't know what you call it, but, like, the different color hues going throughout it and everything. So, yeah. But we just have all that, and honestly, doesn't look half bad. Honestly. And yeah, there is the thing though that you have to pay $5 for this, and Miles' suit for it as well. It's for a good cause. It's for basically a charity donation to a thing for artists, and I was happy to pay the $5 for it because I know where the money's gonna go. Unfortunately, it's only up to $1 million, and Sony capped it at $1 million that they were gonna give to the thing, which I think is a little bit of a scumbag move. But it's only until I think either the end of March or the end of April that they're doing it. So yeah, I very much think that this was for a good cause. On top of that, if you don't want to pay for it, you can always wait until it becomes free, because they said they're going to make it free at some point later on. Whether that's making the DLC purchase itself free, or if they're gonna patch it into the game completely. I don't really know. Where you don't need to get that download for the game to unlock the suit for you. I don't really know, but yeah. Yeah, something I want to mention right here. They need to update the lenses on the Iron Spider suit. They already had it perfect in the first game. I've made sure that the people who are on Insomniac within their Discord server and on Twitter, I've let them know that they need to update the lenses here, and I hope that they do. So, yeah. They've been listening to complaints about certain things, and they've already updated 2 suits. And I know that they know about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, and they're working on it. And I'm assuming that they're going to work on the Iron Spider suit, because, like, the disparity between the profile pic that you see on the side there for the progress bar, or for the progress thing, for the suit select, and the actual suit itself is weird. I think the colors are also a little bit better than the first game as well. Granted, though, the red looks a bit too orange for my taste, but I don't really know if that's accurate to the movie or not. I think it might be, but yeah. Next, we have the Hellfire Gala 2022 Peter Parker suit. I think this looks actually pretty okay. And yeah, this comes from one of the comics. I don't know which one, and I don't really care. I think this actually looks really cool. I think this this has some really good design elements. The all black with the like purple for the suit and everything looks interesting. It looks like he's kind of wearing a onesie, but yeah. Then you have the hands having this like these lines. It looks like and I see the lines on the legs as well, and on his arms is like his arms right there. They look like it's like a volcano. Oh, and on his chest too, and up onto his head. Yeah, it just looks like a volcano erupting with like magma and stuff like that. I don't know what the context is, but I think that's a really cool design. Then you have, oh yeah, it's on his feet too. So it goes down to his feet. So that's actually really cool. Then you have the spider being on his right shoulder, which looks pretty cool. And you have the legs extending out onto his back and his front, all the way to the other arm, which looks nice. His head, interesting. So you have the main visor things. You have what I think are supposed to be eyes on top, and then eyes on the back. I don't know the context for that, but it looks cool. But yeah, I'm curious as to why they picked this, though, to include in the game in an update, and not, like, maybe something more well-known or something more substantial, or bringing back a few suits from the first game would have been nice. I gather they probably wanted to just they wanted to have something new, something different and everything from a more recent comic run as well, since the first game came out, because I think this was from a 2022 comic thing. And yeah. So I'm not begrudging them that. I think what would have been nice, though, is if we got the new black suit from the 2012 Amazing Spider-Man game. I think that would have been nice to have in here. It's literally just a color, like a palette swap of the 2012 suit, or of the TASM 1 suit. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, like, the new black suit from that game is literally just a palette swap of this, where all of the blue and red was made black, and all of the webs and the spider logos were made silver, to match the styling of the Amazing Spider-Man 3 black suit. I believe the web shooters were left untouched, so they're still, like, red. And then the visor, I'm pretty sure, was left untouched as well. So, yeah. But this suit isn't actually that bad. I do hope that they add more in the future in updates and stuff. That would be really cool. So, yeah. So let's switch to Miles.
Back to the hustle.
Alright, so... suits. They didn't really... I don't believe that they updated any of them for Miles at all. And yeah. Which is fine, because, like, most of his suits, or pretty much all of his suits, that they brought back from his game are fine, in my opinion. They did really well with them. The other thing is, I wish that, like, the Miles Morales 2020 suit, and I think this also is affected, or this also affects the end suit as well. I wish that they took care to not have characters, like, arms and hands and shit phase through the jackets on them. Because the cutscenes were done with the expectation that you would have, let's say, like, something like this, where the suit itself is more close to the body and is more like spandex. This would probably be a good example. It's more like spandex, where it's form-fitting, rather than what this is, you know? But yeah. So first we have the Fresh suit, which... I honestly like this. One little detail as well I just forgot about with Peter's is that his has the number 1, Miles has the number 2 right there. He has the black spider logo to match his colors on his regular suit, which is pretty cool. He has the visor, which is turned way to the side and almost backwards. He has the orange on the black for his mask, which is pretty cool. It looks like he's like a black jumpsuit underneath, or a black like onesie, which is interesting. And then everything else just matches that like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air style. No idea why he has the fanny pack, but you know, I'm not gonna judge. Shoes are actually pretty cool. The colors match him. I think that they did pretty well with matching the colors for both Peter and Miles. To not only their respective like Spider-Man suits and colors, but also like just to them in general. I think it just works. So yeah, and this is more of a match for that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air style, I would think, than Peter's is. So yeah. And then the Hellfire Gala 2023 Miles Morales suit. I actually don't mind this. I know some people do. Like, they don't really care for it and everything, or even some people hate it, but I think that this is actually pretty interesting of a design. What I don't like, though, is the top having his hair come out, just like the final suit he wears in this game. I think that is a stupid design choice. It's like having fingerless gloves when you're a superhero who conceals their identity. It honestly is just really weird to me that you would have like your hair sticking out. You know, it just defeats the purpose of the anonymous superhero thing. To I guess unintentionally quote Tobey Maguire's Peter from Spider-Man No Way Home. You know, generally you don't carry an ID around with you because it sort of defeats the whole anonymous superhero thing. You know, I think also I think they also had Andrew Garfield's Peter say the same thing. So like before that. So yeah, but I do kind of like the design elements of this. Let's start from the ground up, I guess. These boots, interesting, like the red and the light purple. Not really the color choice I would have gone with. I think a darker purple may work there with the darker red, but yeah. Then you have the black pants that look like sweatpants with the purple like highlights on the side, and everything. And yeah, then you have the torso, which looks like just a weird or like a maestro type like suit top or tuxedo top or tuxedo like blazer, with interesting patterns on them. Then you have the spider logo on the front and the back, which looks interesting. Very, very interesting with the purple and black and red. Then underneath, you have him have a dress shirt, which isn't tucked in, which I don't really necessarily know if it needs to be, but you'd assume it may be. But yeah, and then you have a purple tie to match the suit, and then you have the mask, which, other than the hair sticking out on top, which again is stupid, for a superhero to have that conceals their identity. It's interesting in regards to the fact that it's a black Spider-Man mask with the purple webbing. You know, it's just very interesting to me. Then you have him with glasses, like sunglasses, it looks like, that go into the mask or are attached to it. I like the little details that they add. And just have the orange frames or orange lenses on them. That's interesting. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is from a cover of a comic. I don't know if it's from an actual comic issue. But I don't think it looks bad. I think this is interesting. I don't know if this is what I would have picked as the first, like, suit to add as a DLC suit in an update, but it's certainly interesting to me, the way that, or the fact that they picked it. Maybe they thought at Insomniac, oh, this would look cool to pick out. You know?
Back into it.
So, okay, so half an hour. So, guys, that has been my, talk of the new suits added in the New Game Plus update for this game. So yeah, probably the next New Game Plus playthrough, by the way, that I'm gonna do for this game. Hopefully they add something I suggested, which was to have the different, or to be able to set which symbiote suit you have on you and what regular suit you have on you, mainly for the cutscenes to be more, is it fluid? I don't know. But I would like to do a playthrough in the all-new, or the new red and blue suit, because I love this suit. This suit looks really cool. And it is a more comic book accurate adaptation of the classic red and blue suit than even the Stark suit was. And yeah, I love the colors on this. Yeah, and even more so than the upgrade suit, but the upgrade suit reaches more back into the Ditko style of drawing versus Stan Lee's. But yeah, it just looks really cool and everything. And I like the spider logos on the front and back as well. They look great. For the symbiote suit, I would probably use the classic suit. The classic black suit. It honestly just looks really good. I'd probably choose this variant with the, like, comic book colors. Or the comic book shading. Looks really cool. Just to go with it. But yeah. So guys, that is it. The next time that they add some new suits to the game, hopefully they add more than just 4 each. I will talk about them. Hopefully we'll get more. Hopefully, I would love to see more suits from the first game return. I would honestly pay like $5 to $10 for a DLC pack of suits. There are like, I'm trying to think of how many I listed on. I put out a tweet thread a bit before making this video, and I think it was like 18 suits that I named from the first game that I would love to come back in this game, that I'm surprised weren't brought back, and I would love to see be brought back in like an update. And it was just like, I think also what would be really cool is if they did like a DLC pack for them. And yeah. One suit I would actually like to see them bring back for Miles is the animated suit, which resembles the 2012 Amazing Spider-Man cartoons. Or not Amazing Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man cartoons take on Miles' classic suit. That would be great to have. Peter, that would be great to have the vintage comic book suit return as well. But we'll see what they do. At the very least, I'm looking forward to seeing them, like, update the lenses here for the Amazing 2 suit. I'm surprised that they haven't put out an update for that fixes it, but yeah. Yeah, they're probably planning on having this, like, next big update. That's several gigabytes, like the New Game Plus update that adds a lot more. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. So, yeah. So, guys, not really much else to say. So, yeah, link description to all my shit. Subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.